Hey friendos, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Matt. We are back with some more Marvel Future Fight, and as you can see, we are back with Magneto, as apparently the whole community has decided to now christen him. So hey, I guess it's nice that that caught on. And as you can see, we are back on stage 1 of G. Now, as you can see, we still have Magneto at level 70 because I just wanted to do a quick test on 70 versus 80. And also just to see how he does in stage 1 today compared to when his uniform first came out. Now, a lot of people have been going back to Magneto after the first day and sort of seeing how well he does again. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do the same, but for different reasons. Now, if you compare this time to the time he was getting 2 or 3 days ago when we first got his uniform, you could say, hey, he's doing better. Have they buffed him? Have they given him a slight buff somewhere? Have they improved his damage output? No. Unfortunately, they have not, sadly. The only thing that has changed has been my build of him. So, you can see it's taken us a minute and 10 to get down, whereas before it took us a lot longer and he died. So if we actually take a look at him now, you can see we're ready to get his second potential, and it's his build that has improved. It's not his uniform. You can see I've gone in, I've given him some Odin's blessings to max out his stats to try and make him as competitive as possible, because having spent enough crystals to be worth 2 uniforms, I'll be damn sure that I'm going to try and at least get my money's worth out of him. So we've given him some Odin's blessings, we've maxed him out, we got rid of his obelisk, and we've given him a mighty destruction. You can see I did manage to re-roll it here. Only 100% on the damage to bosses as opposed to 120, but we got the maximum damage proc, so I thought, hey, that's good. So we can go ahead and unlock his potential now. And what I'm going to do is see how he does on level 70 compared to level 80, because I have a theory, and yeah, we desperately need life seeds, so I think we're going to use EOD, and we're going to use Magneto Bios for the discount. Luckily we have enough of the old tier 3 materials, EOD, TCP and CCF, that we can afford to nowadays use those just to rank up characters, let alone just building them up, which is nice. But yes, there does seem to be a problem in Marvel Future Fight at the moment, and I've noticed it over the last few updates, and I actually made a comment in another content creators video yesterday, in Cynic Alex's video, saying, and a lot of people agreed with me, saying that it doesn't seem to be the uniforms that are providing buffs to characters these days. Not certainly like they were, say, the beginning of the year with someone like Green Goblin, whose uniform made a huge improvement to them. But nowadays they seem to just be hiding the fact that a character is getting better behind a uniform, but really it's the level 80 and it's the tier 4 that's actually improving them, as we've seen with Jean. You can see I desperately need resources, so they also need to do something about that. I think that they're throttling these resources too, which is a whole different issue that we'll get into another time. So it's going to be a while before we can tier 4 Magneto. It's going to be a long time, because obviously you want to tier 4 Jean first for PvP, because she actually does have a use. And let's see how much better level 80 is, because if we're going to have to go all the way to tier 4 with Magneto just to get some utility out of him, then that is just ridiculous, really, considering how amazing Black Bolt is from 2 months ago. Which makes Black Bolt really a bit of an outlier, because the last few months for updates has not been great. So let's have a look and see how much better he is. Now admittedly you could say, oh Matt, it's your rotation, it's your playstyle, and yeah, admittedly I could always play better. I could get the timing of my rotation better to hit all the procs every time. It's good to see that he's just about a little bit more survivable now, but he's still very, very fragile, which is kind of ridiculous considering how much we've put into him, and now he's level 80 as well. Okay, so he's about 25 to 30 seconds faster as we go through the stage transition, as she awakens into the Dark Phoenix. So from level 70 to level 80, that's not as big of a jump as I was expecting in terms of DPS, and unfortunately that is a problem. But like I say, it's not a problem that is unique. Yes, Jean we had turn up and her uniform was great for PvP, but you look at the other characters in that update, they weren't so great. The update before, Veterans Day, look at Captain America and you can say, wow, Captain America's good now, isn't he? Well, it is true that I do use Captain America on stage 9 of Jean Grey. Like I say, that's the hardest content in the game for PvE so far, and that's as far as I've gotten with her. And yeah, I do use him. But let's have a look and see exactly how and why we use Captain America, because sadly it is not really for DPS. So we open up the fight, go in, start off with the third. 5 to 4, and you can see it is painfully slow. Now, given the fact that he has his own leadership, so he has 45% HP increase, he died in 15 seconds, which is abysmal. And Hulk, remember everyone saying, oh, Hulk's tier 4 skill's broken, Hulk's tier 4 doesn't work, blah blah blah, cry. Well, I mean, you could say that, but there, we just hit a rotation, and yeah, we just watched the bars just absolutely melt off. Hulk is still far and away the greatest rework in 2022. Easily, no shadow of a doubt. I don't care what anyone else says. Hulk is easily amazing. Black Bolt is amazing too, but these two are really the outliers of the last few months. You look at the updates we have had, and you look at the characters we have got. Cyclops, just a leadership, nothing else. Veterans Day Punisher, nothing at all. The only upgrade there was his tier 3, but because his level didn't increase, we didn't really see an improvement in his abilities. Again, you look at the other characters who have come in. Let's go into the uniforms over the last sort of 6 months, and you look at all the good ones. You look at the ones that we haven't got. Sunbird wasn't worth getting, Riri Williams wasn't worth getting, even the Moore wasn't worth getting. Okay, there's a lot of the holiday uniforms here as well, and a lot of uniforms that I did buy this year, but most of them have just not been worthwhile, and these have had to be really bad for me to not buy them, because I've bought a lot that weren't even that great. Like I say, at the start of the year, you look back to the beginning and you look at Green Goblin and you think that was a great rework, because he was doing amazing difference compared to his old unit. Admittedly, it had been a very long gap between his uniforms, and the Dark Avengers one was more of a leadership than an ability uniform, but it's gone to a point where I'm thinking, is there even really any point buying uniforms for characters if we have to only buy uniforms for our characters if they have a tier 4, and it's only going to be the tier 4 that's going to make them any better? And let Marvel and Marvel Future Fight devs just being extremely lazy? I don't know. I don't know if this is just a me thing, or if other people are noticing it as well. So that's why I thought I would bring it up, because I'd like to know what all of you guys think. You know, they're definitely gearing the whole game towards tier 4. We know this with how they're dropping the likes of Life Seed, Carbonadium and Soul of the Foul Team. They're definitely throttling it, and the fact that they are doing one tier 4 every update, which includes mid-month updates now, so we're getting at least 2 a month, means that we're desperately short of materials. But the fact that characters are only getting better when they've got their uniform and a tier 4 means that we're having to really rush to build these characters in order to see, especially for us content creators, in order for us to see a return on investment. Whereas the old tier 3 materials, which we used to struggle with a year or 2 ago, because they're dropping plentifully, and more importantly they're dropping in multiple forms of content, we're not struggling with. So how do you solve this? Well, there are a couple of ways. The first option, and the option I really like the idea of, is adding in a new story mode section. The Future Ends Here is the equivalent of the very old stage 13 of story mode. So that's actually been in the game for years and years now, basically. It hasn't really changed at all. We all know that when you combine fragments, you can get different rewards. Stages 1 to 8, you can get CTPs. When you combine, you can also get the type enhancements, and then we all know the different levels you can get different things: Odin's blessings, comic cards, etc. So why can't we have a new story mode that drops tier 4? You could make it cosmic, you could make it Guardians related with the likes of Silver Surfer in there. You could have the new Guardians like Agent Venom, Angela, etc. It doesn't have to necessarily be something MCU accurate, unless they are waiting for Kang to come out to make something with him. Who knows? Of course, the other option, and the one that I've been saying for the past 12 months, is to change Timeline Survival, because as we all know, we have two game modes which offer the same rewards, and no one is doing both. It's either Dimension Rift or they're just getting it from the Eternals pack. So yeah, Marvel Future Fight, please sort it out. Thank you very much. Sincerely, all the players. Bye for now.